Feel awkward, do you?
Well, hello, welcome to London, welcome to the O2, big fight venue, big fight feeling tonight. Finally, we are here. Joe the Juggernaut Joyce, Derek War Chisora, that is your main event later on this evening. Thanks for joining us on this Queensberry preliminary stream where we've got 4 fights for you coming up, and I'm in the company of a man who can hit a little bit. You can
just a little bit.
You can whack a little bit. It's the unbeaten British and European lightweight champion, Sam Noakes. How are you, sir?
Oh, very well, thank you, Dave. How are you, sir?
Very good. I was impressed with you yesterday, Sam. You joined us on the stream. You haven't done it too many times before. You had a good chin wag. You had a good chat. You enjoyed yourself, Sam.
Yeah, I think the hardest bit yesterday was with the timings with Thomas Treiber, wasn't it? That's when it got a little bit hard. Well, I thought I'd leave that to you, being a professional. Yeah,
so that's what we have to do at the weigh-ins. We have to time our talking because Thomas Treiber, the MC, comes in, ladies, like really booming. So we've got to be very careful.
The fighters, don't we, Deb?
Yes. But let's talk about the main event. I mean, Sam, listen, the build-up's actually been very, very good. I think it's kind of gone like this. People are intrigued by this fight. People are intrigued by what's Joe Joyce got left. Is he still that big juggernaut? What's Derek Chisora going to do in his final fight at the O2 Arena, this legend of British boxing? What are your thoughts right now?
I think as soon as the fight got announced, I thought it was always going to be a good fight. I mean, both of them come for a good tear-up. Joe Joyce, I've never seen him go backwards. Chisora's the same. And I think, as you say, so I thought the other day when he was like, obviously Chisora's last few fights, that he might just think, oh, if it gets a bit tough, he might leave it. But then obviously when you said about him crying on the ring wall because he's going to get choked up for boxing him for the last time, I thought, oh, you know what, he might come out a bit more gunno than I thought he was going to. But as I said, I think it's going to be a brilliant matchup, and I think the undercard's stacked as well. Yeah,
and there's so much on the undercard. Friends of yours, brothers of yours, just the one brother. But look, let's bring him straight in. I mean, Sean Noakes, it's a big moment for your family. You've got loads of belts. Time for Big Bro to go get one, huh?
Yeah, I'm buzzing for him, and I said obviously I'll box here, but I don't think I'm going to box the same. He's going to box at a different O2, if that makes sense. So I was saying earlier about when we were on the Parker Rider, it was a little bit more closed off, and I think time, obviously 2 big heavyweights on the main event, I think it's going to be pumping. And I'm excited. Obviously I'm a little bit nervous. I'm going to probably be shouting my head off later on ringside, but I mean, listen, he looked brilliant yesterday. The training's gone perfect, and I think, listen, I said to him in the car on the way up here, I said just leave it all in there. And that's all he can do.
Is this one of those where you're more nervous about watching him fight than you are fighting yourself?
Yeah, I think obviously, like, when you're in there, you're in control. Like, you know what you're doing, and even if you're gathering it on top, you know how you can deal with it all. But with other people, you're thinking, I don't know what's going through there. And obviously, I'm shouting what I think he should do. He obviously don't listen to a word I say. Do you know what I mean? But it's definitely easier being the fighter than watching someone you care about, I think.
Yeah, well, look, he's in against Indabassi, who's the Southern Area champion. I believe you've sparred Indabassi in the past?
I mean, the good thing is they're both good sportsmen. They both amicable through the weigh-in and all the press conference, and I think that's what it's all about. And I think, I've sparred Bassi. He's no walkover, mate. Sean's got a tough fight, mate. Yeah. I think it's going to be a good fight. I don't think it's going to be no easy one for him. And obviously he's not coming to lose, like, he's coming to win. I know he always brings a big crowd, so I think that's just going to add to the occasion and make Sean do better. So we're going to see the best Sean Noakes tonight, I think.
Well, listen, it's a step up, and there's plenty of fighters on this show. You go up and down the card, and it's fighters stepping up, fighters fighting for, in some cases, their career, fighters trying to move on. You've got Moses Ituma, he's your man. You share an S&C coach and Jordan Vine. We talked about that yesterday. He seems well up for it against Marius Wach.
Yeah, I mean, but listen, ever since he turned pro, I mean, even before then, when he was like 13, sparring the likes of Joe Joyce, leaving school to go spar Joe Joyce.
Unbelievable.
You know what I mean? He's one of them people that come around, not like every few years. You know what I mean, he's an anomaly. He's unbelievable fighter. Like, even like, so a small time that he was in my gym, and you hear about sparring stories, but then like, I'll watch the spar. And then I'm sort of thinking, like, I thought I was a handy fella, but I remember watching that and thinking, cool, I am so glad that there's weight divisions. Like, honestly, and in our box, it's only a little ring as well. The geezer he was sparring, credit to him, mate, he took some big shots there, mate. Honestly, I wouldn't want to get involved. Oh, no way. Well,
Marius Wach is getting involved. He has been getting involved with many fighters over the years.
Of him,
yeah, I mean,
he ain't like us, there, mate. I mean, big old boy.
Most certainly not. He is definitely a big old boy. But like, you think about it, he's taken Vladimir Klitschko the distance. Sure, it was a long time ago, but Vladimir Klitschko is one of the hardest hitters we've seen in the heavyweight division in recent years. He can clearly, I mean, Wach can take a whack.
Yeah, no, I think he looked like a durable man yesterday as well. And you see him on the scales, like, he's a man mountain, isn't he? But I think, listen, Moses has got the world at his feet. I think whether he stops him or he goes to distance, he's going to look class doing it. So good luck to him.
Yeah, I mean, it's also, just to stick on Moses for one final point, it's one of those things where Marius Wach boxed Fraser Clark a couple of fights ago, quite recently. He took Fraser Clark the distance, so it's a bit of a measuring stick here. If Moses gets him out of there, or even if he wins every round, it's a bit of a, hey, I'm 19 years old, have a look at what I'm doing. You put some respect on my name.
Yeah, I think, listen, he's already earned that respect anyway. That's why no one's jumping out to fight him, do you know what I mean? But I know what you're saying. I think as long as he goes out there and performs how we all know him to do, then it's going to be just a one-sided fight for me. I think obviously he's durable, but if he's a little bit older, the speed's probably gone. And Moses has got bundles of speed. He's probably quicker than I am, and I'm a lightweight. Do you know what I mean? So I think even if we see 10 rounds of him just unloading, it's going to be brilliant to watch.
It certainly will be, and another one brilliant to watch. So many great fights on this show, by the way.
I'm
going through it in my head. It's okay, we've also got Dennis McCann against Johnny Bellu. We've seen the first fight back in August last year. That was a kind of a controversial draw. Horrible cut that McCann got, which stopped the fight, went to the scorecards, and it was a draw. Both fighters felt aggrieved after the first fight. Tell us what you're thinking about this fight, Sam.
Yeah, I think it's different, isn't it? Because as you say, most fighters, each fight is bigger and better there, but this is he's got a lot of wrongs to right with this one. All eyes, out of all the undercard, a lot of eyes are on that fight. Do you know what I mean? So I think, and Bellu was well up for it, and I think it's going to be a tear. I thought the ring would be bigger than it is, but that's only going to make things more interesting. But Dennis always comes through. I think now he knows where he was at, what happened with the last fight. I think you're going to see a different sort of fight now. I reckon he's going to try and keep a little bit more out of the way as such. Do you know what I mean? Because Bellu can make any fighter look messy. Do you know what I mean? He just comes marching forward. He don't mess about, does he? But I hope he gets the job done, and I reckon it'll be Dennis points.
Well, that's interesting. A couple of things you said there. You talked about the size of the ring. After the draw initially, there were two kind of points that Dennis brought up. He wasn't happy with the heat in the venue. It was very hot at York Hall, no air conditioning, middle of August, horribly hot night.
It was. I was only wearing shorts and a t-shirt.
I was the MC that night. I had a three-piece on. You don't want to smell me, ever. But yeah, so this ring, it must be a bit bigger than the York Hall ring, but what do you think?
Well, I don't know. I thought we were going to go for a 20. I thought someone said rumours of a 20 foot. I don't know.
Right.
I ain't got my measuring tape on me, but it don't look that big, unless it's just where it's in a bigger venue, I suppose. But I know the one at York Hall's small. That's why I don't mind fighting there.
You love that, yeah. You just suffocate your opponents at York Hall. No, you don't have to apologise, Sam Noakes. So tell me, look, the build-up. You talked about Bellu. He's definitely up for it. I don't know what he's saying. He doesn't allow his...
Gets you going, though, doesn't he?
He definitely gets you
going.
Don't
know what he's saying, but he gets you going.
I don't think his translator knows what he's saying, because he just says it too fast, and then we don't actually hear from the translator. But he sounds like he means business, Sam.
I mean, even in the face-off, you see him going at each other as well. And they both looked in tremendous shape on the scales. So I just think, as you say, brilliant card, brilliant undercard. I'm well looking forward to watching the fight and how they plan out.
You said that you think Dennis is going to win this on points, and you think that he's going to be perhaps a bit more cautious, not get involved so much. However, he's been talking about, don't be surprised if I knock him out in a round. Do you think that's just chat?
Strong as a rock, ready to box. You know what, listen, I'll tell you, Dennis has got the gift of the gab, innit? I mean, he's definitely sold the fight, but I think Andrew Kane had Bellu over in the first round, and Andrew Kane's a big puncher, but then obviously he got through the rest of that fight. I think if he stops Bellu, then that's a very, very big statement. I mean, listen, I've sparred Dennis, he has got a dig, but we'll see. I mean, on fight night, there's a lot more things going on, a lot more things to take in consideration. So, mate, I hope he does, but we'll see.
Well, that is a fight that we cannot wait for, and our preliminary fights are going to begin right now. Let's head over to our MC for the evening, Thomas Treiber.
Let's first welcome to the ring, fighting tonight out of the red corner, Angel El Correte Gomez.
Caragua Gomez, a man out of his 43 bouts, has only been stopped 6 times, an experienced fighter who's boxed 197 rounds. He's gone the distance with the likes of Royston Barney-Smith, Cole Murphy, Eric Donovan and many other talented fighters. So we'll see what he's got to offer in just a moment.
And now let's welcome to the ring, fighting tonight out of the blue corner, Jermaine God's Plan Dhliwayo.
Well, here comes Jermaine Dhliwayo, the nephew of the headliner tonight, Derek Chisora, a very talented amateur fighter who won the Haringey Box Cup last year. And he told me earlier this week that he wanted to dedicate this fight to his former friend and stablemate, Jermaine Dhliwayo, who very sadly lost his life in a boxing ring making his debut this year. A man who's very close to his heart and will be in his mind tonight and at all times.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a great night of championship boxing live from the O2 Arena in London, England. It is all being brought to you by Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions, along with their great sponsors, 32 Red and Unibet. We get things started with 4 rounds scheduled, and it is an international super featherweight contest. Our timekeeper is Mark Shannon. Our referee in charge and scoring this contest will be Mark Bates. Introducing to you first, fighting tonight out of the red corner, he comes to the ring wearing white with gold and weighed in officially at 9 stone, 9 pounds. A native of Nicaragua, he is now fighting out of Bratislava, Slovakia, and he is a veteran of 43 professional bouts. Let's welcome Angel El Cohete Gomez. And his opponent across the ring, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. He comes to the ring wearing silver and white and weighed in officially at 9 stone, 8 pounds. Hailing from North London, England, tonight he is making his professional boxing debut. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Jermaine God's Plan Dhliwayo.
Okay, gentlemen, listen, when I tell you to break, you take a step back immediately. Keep your punches up, obey my commands, and protect yourselves at all times. Good luck, gents. Touch gloves.
Second time, round 1.
Well, here we go. This is a debut of Jermaine Dhliwayo, the nephew of Derek Chisora. As I said, an extremely talented fighter. You're joined by myself, Darren Rees, will be leading the commentary tonight. And the man to my right is the European lightweight champion, Sam Noakes. Sam, remember your debut?
Yeah, I
Can
do.
feel the nerves from him already?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was the walkout. Choked me up a little bit as well, but I mean, him doing it at the O2 is massive.
Yeah, there was certainly some noise when he came out. He's a well-supported fighter. I caught up with him earlier on in the week and he was very much looking forward to this indeed. As he takes straight to the centre of the ring and looks to own that and lets go a few shots to the body to kick things off. And that was a good 1-2 upstairs by Dhliwayo. And the body work is going in already, Sam.
Yeah, he looks solid, to be fair. He's coming up against a veteran in his first fight as well. It's nice. He's an entertaining fight already, to be honest. He's not taking a step backwards. Good shot.
Dhliwayo just stalking his man as he just follows him round this ring in the centre of the O2 Arena here in London and is digging those shots into the body. And you can see as they land that there's a few winces coming from the face of the man from Nicaragua who's based in Slovakia.
Yeah, it's good head body work from him. It's looking good. You can see the red mark on the belly from the body shots.
Good work already from Dhliwayo, taking his time but still doing plenty of work, and he rolled nicely under the lead hook there and then followed it up with a backhand hook straight to the body of Gomez.
Good return.
That was an unforgiving 1-2 to the body, then finish with one upstairs.
I think if the fight goes on like this, it's going to be a long 4 rounds for him. For the opponent. Good shots.
Dhliwayo just pressurising his man and just digging in shots to the left hand and the right hand side of his body. Doesn't really give him any time to breathe as he just follows him round the ring and just cuts the ring off. And that was a good shot upstairs, and I think that he smelt blood here as he gets his man in the corner.
Just wants to stay composed when he gets shots like that. It's easy to get too eager and get too close. Good shot.
It's a decent left hand there by Jermaine Dhliwayo. He's just biting down on that gum shield, is Jermaine, and just getting stuck in at every opportunity.
Good shot, mate. Putting together well for his debut. I'm impressed.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that the nerves have got to him. He just... He's full of energy, isn't he? Yeah. That's a good opening round. That's a round that you can look back on in your professional debut at a big arena like this. And he said to me when I spoke to him, he said, do you know what? He said, I dreamed of like my debut at fighting on one of my Uncle Derek's undercards, and here he is. It's a big moment for him. But going back to something you said in the first round, Sam, he caught Gomez with a decent shot, and then you said he needs to be careful he doesn't get carried away there.
Yeah, I'm guilty of it myself, to be honest, especially as you say, it's his debut. He's going to be absolutely buzzing, really excited. He just want to try and keep composed like he has done, but I mean, I used to do it. You just rush straight in, and then where he's a veteran of the game, he might tie him up and nullify his work a little bit, but I think it's been a brilliant first round.
Yeah, really good first round, and these away corner fighters are masters of surviving. They are masters of pulling every trick out, every trick in the book, and he'll use them all. Undoubtedly is Dhliwayo straight on the front foot again in that southpaw stance. Just measuring his man up as he gets him cornered again, and that straight left hand just fell short there from Dhliwayo, but that was a good solid shot to the body.
Good shot.
He's got really good accuracy, hasn't he?
Yeah, he puts them together really well. Another thing I'm impressed about is the balance as well. Like, he's catching them on the inside and then returning as well, so I am really impressed.
He's got quite a wide stance, hasn't he? Like, really strong structure to him.
Yeah, very solid base. It's good though, because that allows him to put them together.
Feel that the man from Nicaragua has felt that power, and noticeably in this second round he's a little bit more on the back foot and just kind of moving around on them ropes. He's not meeting him in the middle like he was a little bit in the first round, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think he's tested the waters and didn't like it too much.
You can hardly blame him.
No, exactly. I can hear the punches from here.
Seems that Jermaine Dhliwayo is just getting into his groove now, just seems to have settled down, and he's picking his shots lovely. Good body work there from Dhliwayo as he just crouches down and landed 3 or 4 shots to either side of the body of the Nicaraguan.
Ref's having a look here. Oh, they're clever, aren't they? I think over 4 rounds is going to be a good statement if he gets him out of here.
I Tell you what, a lead hook he just landed a body a minute ago. That one must have hurt because that thumped and vibrated ringside.
Oh, good shot.
And Gomez will do very well if he makes it all the way to the 4th round, and Dhliwayo will possibly be the 7th person to stop him out of his 44 bouts, which will be good going, and that will be a statement. The sort of statement that a young fighter making his pro debut will want to make.
Oh, good shot, mate.
It's a solid 1-2 there from Dhliwayo.
Oh.
Dhliwayo just digging his toes into the canvas, isn't he? And every single shot that he throws, it looks hurtful, doesn't it?
Yeah, another big round. I think he's looking solid in there. I think he's just, as you say, veteran of the game, his opponent, and he knows all the tricks in the trade, and he might just survive. I don't know. It's hard over 4 rounders with these good journeymen.
This must be quite a moment for him, because he said to me that he remembers when his uncle Derek boxed at Upton Park against Danny Williams and he beat him, and he said, I remember being young and looking around and looking at the belts and just being in awe of the ring and the fighters and everything which surrounded it. And here he is in a venue which is, even though it's quite a new venue, I know it's 20-something years old, it's rich in history, isn't it? There's been a lot of great fights here, so a great place to be boxing your first few rounds as a professional, that's for sure.
He definitely showed that he deserves to be in these big arenas, definitely.
Well, into the 3rd round here for Jermaine Dhliwayo in his professional debut. Real good work rate continues. He told me he's a massive fan of Bernard Hopkins and just everything about him, his discipline, his work ethic, and a fighter who's most certainly inspired him as he comes forward on a front foot again, and once again those rapidly fast hands just dig deep into the body of the man from Nicaragua, and Mark Bates, the referee, is having a good look at him here for Nicaraguan. He'll know that he's boxed many a round, and he'll know that he is as tough as they come, but how far do you let it go when it's all one-way traffic? Decent lead hook to the body by Jermaine Dhliwayo.
Nasty shot, that one, wasn't it?
He really stuck his shoulder into that and everything, didn't he? Lots to like here from Dhliwayo, who's got good solid feet, fast hands, and can clearly punch. And there are shots coming back from Gomez, but we're sat a couple of feet away from the ring, and almost every single shot is just landed on the elbow of the gloves. But Dhliwayo, with that aggressive style, lunges forward with that lead hook and just bounces it off the side of a temple of Gomez. And
I think the ref might have seen enough soon, you know.
it seems that Dhliwayo has got one motion, and that motion is forward as he just continuously breaks his man down and just follows him around the ring.
Hey, fair play to this opponent, though. He's still throwing back, isn't he? He's not giving it to him.
He's not here to roll over, is he?
No way.
You can see why in so many fights there's only been 6 occasions where someone's managed to get him out of there.
It's a very high pace as well. Maybe that's just starting to get to him a little bit as well.
A lot of people in their debut will just go through the motions, stay safe, throw the shots, and just make sure that they're quite nicely winning the rounds. But it seems that Dhliwayo is
good shot.
Got every ambition of stopping his man.
Yeah, you can see that.
But these are gutsy shots that he's throwing back, the Nicaraguan. In your debut, Sam, when you've got a man and you are throwing everything at the kitchen sink at, does it become a bit disheartening, do you think, that you think, I've hit him with everything here and he's not going down? I mean, you've stopped everyone apart from even Mendy, so maybe it's a bit of a tough question for you, but...
Yeah, I think even like, because the thing is, when you look at them, obviously coming from an amateur record, if someone had lost more fights than they won or etc., you think, oh, it's an easy feat. But I fought Chris Hathaway on my debut, and he only retired himself on a cut. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have got him out of there in 4 rounds. Because as you say, they're clever. I was gung-ho, excited, just trying to tee off on him, and he was just sort of slipping out of angles. But luckily he retired, and I kept that 100% rate really. But I think he's boxing very well, and I think for a debut fight it's been very entertaining.
10 seconds.
I agree, I think he'd be pleased with this.
Seconds out. 4th and final round.
The 4th and final round. And Jermaine Dhliwayo just looks out to the right-hand side of the arena to a place where a lot of his supporters are grouped together and just punches the air. He knows he's done well here. He knows he's done himself and done them proud. And he starts this round in the same way that he started and ended the 3 previous rounds, and that was on the front foot as he just leans in with that strong stance of his and throws nasty shot one after another.
Oh, good shots. I'll tell you what, this opponent's a very tough man, isn't he?
Seriously tough. He started to throw a little bit more back the last round and this round, but...
And so he knows he's over the hill. The end is nigh. You can see the end.
He just got to get himself there. Which doesn't look like it's the easiest thing. Yeah, that hurt him, that did, and you can tell it did, because he's took a bit of a deep breath and then he went on the back foot, and I think Dhliwayo had understood the message from his body language, and
yeah, he's going for it now.
He knows this could be the perfect ending. Mark Bates, the referee, just having a little chat to him.
See about them old tricks of the train. He ain't silly, is he? Clever, mate. Good shot.
Good straight left hand there from Dhliwayo, who stalks his man once again and tries to keep him in that place where he wants him most. On the ropes or in the corner, and Gomez just finds himself constantly on the back foot, trying to survive as we go into the last minute of the 4th and final round of the pro debut of Jermaine Dhliwayo. It's like a man possessed, Sam, isn't he, the way that he's just running after him.
He wants that KO, doesn't he?
Good, solid work from Dhliwayo as he ends this round of his professional debut, and he's really putting those shots together nicely, and he knows there's only a few seconds left or so of this round, and he may well get the job done.
Oh, I think it's going to be tight, you know. Last 20. Whatever happens, he's done brilliant. Look, he's talking to his corner there. Last 10.
Last few seconds. That was a nasty lead hook by Dhliwayo, who finishes the round strong with a barrage of punches, and the two of them come together and embrace. And that was most certainly the sort of professional debut that you can look back on and be very, very happy about. There's lots to like about him, isn't there? What was one of the things that stood out for you?
I think his balance for me, I mean, especially for his first fight, and he looked very composed, very mature performance. I mean, obviously the stoppage is what everyone wants, but over 4 rounds, these guys are veterans of the game. They know exactly how to survive. They know exactly what they're doing. You know what I mean? And I think maybe another 2 rounds he would have got the stoppage, but I think he's got nothing to be upset with. I think he looked brilliant.
You can almost always see when some of these fighters who have had solid years in the amateurs, and that's where they've learnt the kind of foundation skills, isn't it? And they do lots of things very well. They do the basics very, very well, don't they? I think
that's what the amateurs are for. I mean, obviously everyone gets caught up in winning and losing, but the amateurs is like your apprenticeship, do you know what I mean? And then obviously when you want to take and transfer all them skills and lessons onto the programme, and I think he's going to have a very good career ahead of him.
Well, let's get the official decision from our MC, Thomas Stryver.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of boxing, our referee in charge, Mark Bates, scores this contest 40-36 for your winner and successful in his professional boxing debut, Jermaine God's Plan Dhliwayo.
Go and enjoy the night, celebrate with his friends and family, and hold his head up high, because that was a solid performance. Plenty of action to come here on the prelims, on the Queensberry YouTube and on the feeds. And what a card we had tonight. Is absolutely stacked from the bottom to the top, and the main event is going to be exciting stuff. You know, both of those fighters won't be taking a step back at any point, but we'll get straight on with our second fight here at the O2 Arena in London.
Let's first welcome to the ring, fighting tonight out of the red corner, Kaddour Hmiani.
We're not mucking around tonight, straight into the second fight. Hmiani, the man from France, who in his last bout boxed for the French title, so think British title, but this was the French version of that, and he lost on a very close decision on points. And I've seen some footage of him, and he does a lot of stuff very well. Solid, very dedicated to the game, seems to live in the gym, live and breathe boxing day in, day out. So it'll be very interesting to see how he gets on here tonight in our second bout of the evening.
And now let's welcome to the ring, fighting tonight out of the blue corner, the undefeated Umar Khan.
And here comes Umar Khan, a talented fighter, and some people might know him for being Hamza Shiraz's cousin. They boxed on the same bill before. He was a decent amateur, won a national title when he was 15 and had around 31, 32 fights, and he just loves the game. And when I spoke to him in the week on the lead up to this, I can't tell you how much he was looking forward to it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we continue with 8 rounds scheduled, and it is a international featherweight contest. Brought to you by Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions, along with their great sponsors, 32 Red and Unibet. Our timekeeper is Mark Shannon, and when the bell rings, our referee in charge and scoring this contest will be Sean McAvoy. Introducing to you first, fighting tonight out of the red corner, he comes to the ring wearing black with gold and weighed in officially at 8 stone, 13 pounds. Coming to us from Mol, France, he brings a professional record consisting of 4 wins, 2 defeats, 2 draws, with 2 of his 4 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kaddour Hmiani. And his opponent across the ring, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. He comes to the ring wearing green with black and gold and weighed in officially at 9 stone, 1 pound. Hailing from Ilford, Essex, England, he is undefeated with 9 wins, with 1 win coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Umar Khan.
Okay, lads, 8-round contest. Keep it clean at all times, keep yourselves protected at all times. Touch gloves, here we go. Good luck, lads.
Seconds out, round 1.
Well, here we go, bout number 10 for Umar Khan, and straight on that front foot, nice and light and relaxed on those toes as he tries to measure his opponent up. Hmiani, the Frenchman, he's a good fighter, solid fighter. As I said, boxed for the French title not too long ago and lost out on a very close decision, so he's a good opponent for Khan here in his 10th bout.
Yeah, it looks like he's mean business. That was a good left hook to the body.
Nice and relaxed is Khan as he doesn't take his eyes off of his man and just follows him around the ring and points that left foot towards him and just measures him up with those straight shots. When I caught up with him, I said to him, is there any fighters who inspire you? You know, is there anyone that you really like watching? And he said, I love the Mexican fighters. And I said, is that how you fight? And he said, no, he said, I can turn it on if I need to. He says, but I quite like to just box and use my skills.
Yeah, he's a very neat, tidy boxer, beautiful to watch. I'll be careful of them wild swings there.
That was wild, wasn't it? But the fast feet of Khan wasn't going to get caught by that one. But they're the sort of shots that he does need to keep an eye on, because complacency can kick in. Khan really just taking his time here in the opening round. Getting a real good look at his man. Non-stop changing direction, making sure that there is no pattern that he's going to pick up on. But that was a decent straight right to the body by Khan.
It looks like I got a little dig this Frenchman, you know.
Yeah, you can hear them here from ringside. You can certainly hear that leather hitting the body when it lands, or the gloves.
I think as long as Umar's composed and watch what he's doing on the way out, don't come out too high, I think he should do all right. He's very wild, Hmiani.
For me, Sam, so far it's Umar's feet which are separating them. He's just a bit too quick for him. He's just landed a few decent shots here just above our commentary position, and he's got his man exactly where he wants him.
Good work.
But the bell came in the right place, but
bit of blood on the nose of Hmiani.
Umar just seems to be able to judge that distance just right, doesn't he? He's just kind of never too far away, but never seems to be too close for too long.
Yeah, I think that will only get better as the fight goes on. I think you're always need a bit of warming into it, as you said earlier. So I think once he warms into it, round 2, 3 and 4, I think we're going to see a really good class fight.
Well, Umar Khan is based out in Marbella. He's not always been training out there. He was a former Repton boy at one point, and we all know how good the Repton boxing club is. He was also at the 5-star club with Eddie Kelly, and he's sparred pretty much everyone and anyone around his weight, and he's had plenty of valuable rounds, and that is all good stuff when you go through your career and you come up against difficult, tough, tricky opponents. A left hook just fell short there from the Frenchman. Hmiani. And he probably wants to be careful, Sam, the Frenchman, that he doesn't stay in the same place for too long, because Khan will make him pay for it, won't he?
Yeah, he's making him work. He's boxing brilliant. I think, as I said, just got to watch them wild ones that are coming back every so often, but other than that, he's putting them together really well.
A decent double jab there by Umar Umar Khan, who the first one set him up nicely and hit that bloody nose of Hmiani with the second. Good shots both downstairs and upstairs from Khan. As he switches stance from orthodox to southpaw and then straight back to the orthodox stance.
Good work.
It's a decent whipping left hook he's got there. Oh, it's a decent lead hook from the southpaw stance, and Hmiani finds himself on the canvas there, getting a count from Mark Bates, but I'm sure he'll make the count.
God, that was good. That's a good shot.
But this is Khan's opportunity to get his
I think he wants to lay the pressure
man
on
out
quick.
here in the second round this week.
Good work. Keep the distance. Don't get caught up in a cuddle. Nice.
Wild left hook comes back from Hmiani, but Khan just takes his time and digs a right hook into the body.
Just got to remember, he's got 8 rounds anyway. So he's still got plenty of time left in the fight. Don't want to rush it. Pick his shots nicely. It'd be brilliant. What a shot that was. Be looking forward to watching that back.
Oh, decent right hand by Khan, who landed perfectly on the cheekbone of the Frenchman, Hmiani, and I'm surprised his legs didn't go wobbly with that one.
He's coming.
He can smell blood, and you can see it as he just marches forward, and the concentration on his face gets deeper as he lands another decent straight right hand as he dipped his legs and put everything into that shot.
Brilliant shot.
Lovely left hook under the elbow from Khan once again. Fair play to the Frenchman. He's still coming back, still throwing the odd shot. They're not effective, but he's still in there. He's still showing the referee he wants to be in there and he wants to fight back, and that is important.
Body language has changed just a little bit, though. I think he's done well to get through that round. That was a brilliant shot from Umar.
That lead hook was sensational, wasn't it? He picked it perfectly, threw it at the right time, and it landed in the right place.
He's going to love putting that back on social media when he watches that. Brilliant start to a brilliant card.
Very neat boxer is Umar Khan. Extremely tidy. He's the sort of fighter, if you've got a young kid and you said, this is how I want you to have your feet, this is how I want you to throw a jab, this is how I want you to throw a straight right hand, he's a pretty good example of it, isn't he?
I think, as I said before, beautiful to watch, brilliant boxing, and I mean, that little knockout just shows that he can come at any time. So yeah, his opponent's got to be careful what's coming back. It's brilliant, mate.
Well, I think what you said towards the end of that round is correct. The body language can just start to change, and I think although he was throwing shots back, you could see he was thinking, my goodness, when's that bell going to come?
Yeah, well, I think he knows he's now in a fight, doesn't he? So, and obviously Umar's going to be buzzing off of that knockdown, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this round plans out.
He'll know he can hurt him, that's for sure, because he's already put him on the canvas.
And the beauty of that shot, he come when he weren't looking for it, and I think that's the difference. So you just got to keep composed, keep relaxed, and then he'll just come.
Yeah.
Sometimes looking for it can make it a little bit harder.
Good body work and straight upstairs by Khan. And I've got to say, Hmiani, with all due respect, as those shots are coming forward, he's starting to look a little bit worried about them.
Yeah, he's showing his grit, though. He's still throwing back big shots. He's still there, isn't he, amongst it?
The Frenchman is on the front foot, though. I don't know what they said to him in that corner. Not that we would understand it, Sam, but...
Oh, oui. Now, I think Umar's just got to go back to his boxing, not get caught up. I know that was a brilliant knockdown, but I think he'll get another one if he sticks to what he was doing before that happened. Because he looks like he's durable and tough, this Frenchman. And then she said you can hear the shot noises as well, so they sound pretty solid.
He's certainly gutsy. Because after being hit with some heavy shots and finding himself on the canvas, getting the 8 count from the referee, fair play to him in this round to be coming out and coming forward. But I'm sure Khan, like you said, will find the moment when he's probably not looking for it and land something else which is significant. Shot, decent right hand there by Umar Khan, and that was just above our commentary position here at ringside, and that one thudded.
A bit of gloating from the Frenchman there. I think he might be feeling it. That's normally a telltale sign.
Yep. A bit of reverse psychology.
Wants to bring that left hook back like he did last time.
The skills of Khan, the speed and the movement of his feet and his body and his head work and everything just seems to be a bit too quick for Hmiani, the Frenchman, because when he is throwing those shots, a moment ago he threw a 1-2, followed it up with the lead hook, and Khan was just out of there in the right place.
Keep working, go on. Keep working.
And I think he's hurt him again there, and that was an uppercut.
What's coming back though? Can't get too complacent. He's come here to win, this Frenchman. Oh, it's a little bit of a better round for Hmiani, I think.
He seems to have grown in confidence in that round, doesn't he?
Yeah, he must have upset him with that knockdown, I reckon. That's probably what it was.
Sometimes you see it and you think, like, there's been plenty of fights which I've called in the past, and you think that a fighter's kind of out of there, and then all of a sudden they just come back into it. Something ticks in their head, something clicks, and then they're straight back to business. But he didn't win that round, in my opinion, but he finished it strong, and I'm sure Khan will appreciate that he's coming back and he's giving him the sort of solid rounds that he'll want, because what's the point of going for a really hard, solid training camp just to have someone who's going to fall over? There's no point, is there?
The only thing is, one after one hard, solid training camp, there's another one, so sometimes it's nice for an early night.
Second half, round 4.
Well, here we go, the fourth round here at the O2 Arena in London. If you just joined us, you are watching Umar Khan versus Kaddour Hmiani. Khan, a former Repton boy, former 5-star amateur fighter, now based out in Marbella, trained by Dan Chapman, who, those of you who follow the bare knuckle scene will be very familiar with him, who was a very talented fighter in that side of the sport.
Looks like he's got a bit more courage this round than the Frenchman, Hmiani. He's come out strong.
He is. He's not taking a back step necessarily.
I don't think Umar wants to stay there leaning on. Just go back to his boxing, although that was a very good shot he caught him with, sent him off balance.
Khan stands there and takes a couple of jabs, and doesn't take them, but parries them away and just stares at his man to say, I ain't going anywhere. Hmiani finds himself on the ropes again as Khan digs in some decent, solid body shots. The body work has been done nicely by him tonight, and the Frenchman just finds himself in the wrong place as he leans against the ropes.
Good body shot got underneath there. Good work from Khan.
It's a good lead uppercut which almost got through cleanly from Khan. And Khan is just upping the pressure more than anything, and he's not giving his man a second to breathe. The second a referee breaks him up, he's there, and that was a decent right hand upstairs, and followed it up with one to the body, and Hmiani finds himself in the corner once again, throws a left hook but misses.
Little left hook on the end of that one too, big lovely.
Decent jab to the body, stabbed him to the body, and then a right hand upstairs from Khan. Don't know what Hmiani was doing there. It looked like he was almost going down, but... Oh. Solid work on the ropes from Khan, who just digs in. I said to you earlier on, Sam, about speaking to him and said, what sort of fighters do you like? And he said, I love the Mexicans. I said, do you fight Mexican style? He said, no, I like the box. We saw a bit more Mexican in that in that round, didn't we?
Yeah, brilliant to watch. I think this is turning into a really good fight. I think Hmiani's recovered really well, so hats off to him, but it's all Umar Khan at the minute for me.
But he is showing that he can mix it up, because in the rounds previous, he was, especially in the first round, he was really light on his feet. Real sharp footwork, the way that he was moving in and out, changing his angles and just throwing shots from all distances and landing. And I'm sure the corner team will be pleased with what they're seeing. They might be telling him not to get involved in too much of a scrap.
Corners, 10 seconds.
But well and truly up on the scorecards.
Seconds out. Round 5.
Khan straight on that front foot again, and those punches haven't got as much venom in them as some of them he's thrown, but he's scoring points and he's making his man think, and he's constantly working, and he's making sure that the referee can see that he's doing the better work at all times.
Oh, that was unlucky.
Hmiani threw a fast right hand there, and it was a textbook slip and just changed the angle from Umar Khan, and then he's straight back on that back foot as he just kind of dances around him, popping that jab out. Back to his boxing like he was before in the first few rounds. Some wild shots coming in from the Frenchman. And like the first round, Khan just needs to stay on it. Don't switch off for a second.
Yeah, vary the power a little bit. Maybe get Hmiani to throw so he can counter him. I think that's where it worked well with the knockdown. Draw out one of them wild swings and then maybe counter. Hmiani nicking a breather now by the looks of things.
He is. He's certainly on that back foot again. We've seen that with him before. Hmiani just sitting back on those ropes and throwing a couple of hooks which he hoped to land, but Khan was having none of it, but he just leant in there and threw a decent lead hook under the right elbow of Hmiani. This is good work rate from Khan as he just continues to stalk his man, but it looks like he's got a cut on his right eye.
You don't need to be there holding them.
The corner team will have a little bit of work to do in the next 20 seconds. Well, a much slower round there, Sam.
Yeah, we're over the halfway point. I think it's been a very good pace. I think obviously after the knockdown in round 2, he unloaded a little bit, so maybe he's feeling it. I mean, it's been a good pace from both fighters. Very good pace.
What do you think Khan will learn from this fight? Because he's got a man who wasn't really competing with him in the first couple of rounds, but then all of a sudden switched it up and out of nowhere, started throwing some decent shots. I know he wasn't being successful with a lot of them, but he's still come out and upped his work rate.
Yeah, I think it just shows that even when you think it's going your way, you don't know how the fighter's going to recover, and it just shows you you've got to be switched on. I think Hmiani's recovered very well from that, and I think it's still a very competitive fight.
It is. He's done himself justice as the Frenchman. He's come forward when we thought he wouldn't, and he's given it Umar Khan.
Round 6.
He's given Umar Khan plenty to think about. Both fighters through left hooks exactly the same time there. Khan back to being on the move, light on those toes.
I think that's what you want, really. You want to draw Hmiani on, because he sometimes falls in off balance. If you can catch him with a good shot, good counter, it might get you another knockdown, which means he's definitely well in the lead.
Well, from memory, that lead hook which he threw was from the southpaw stance. And it's funny that he switched that and then he landed it and he caught him clean, didn't he? So he can obviously box both southpaw and orthodox, but he seems to be more comfortable with his left foot forward. A decent 1-2 comeback there from Hmiani. But Umar Khan just soaks it up and then just pushes forward like he has in the 5 previous rounds. Khan just on the move here as he just makes his man follow him around the ring, and he might be doing exactly what you were just talking about, Sam, trying to draw him in, and as he falls in and is off balance, catch him with something.
Yeah, I think he's looking like you can go Hmiani. It's like you can bring him into it. Obviously, he's still doing a little dance on that there, so I think maybe Khan should use that against him, and as you say, draw him on when he's off balance. So that's a good left hook. Still solid power shots from Hmiani there.
Yeah, he really digs him in. He's trying to make Khan feel uncomfortable.
Good. Just got to be silly what's coming back. Don't want to get caught with any silly shots. Good boxing.
Well, a bit of a round off there for Umar Khan, wasn't it? Just kind of, I don't know, maybe recovered a little bit, getting his energy back to where it needs to be. Still did a round off, but he won the round, didn't he?
Yeah, I think you need to do that, and I think that shows very good in his capability, being able to do that, know when you need to do it, and then still win the round, you know. So he's still a very live opponent, Hmiani, so I think he's got to be careful not get caught with silly shots on the way out, you know. I think from obviously watching here, that's where I think he'll do all right. And even leaning on, his brilliant footwork, I think he should use that.
There's lots of the fighters from over the years who are very good at that when they need to have a round off, but still do enough to win the round. That is something as you go up the ranks, isn't it? Which you need to be good at, don't you? You need to be able to do that kind of thing.
Oh, definitely, especially when the rounds get longer. I mean, boxing for 12 rounds is a long old time, mate.
Long
to be
time.
going flat out.
Seconds out. Round 7.
Well, here we go into the penultimate round here at the O2 Arena in London. A stacked card. A warm welcome if you just joined us here on the Queensberry feeds. Here into our second fight, and then coming up is Brandun Lee, the new Queensberry signing, a man who's pretty much knocking everybody out. But here we have Umar Khan in the ring, who's straight back on the front foot, just had a bit of a round off in the previous round and straight back to business here in the 7th.
He's a very game man, Hmiani. I will give him that. He's up for it, isn't he?
It's impressive, isn't it?
But it is when you think about how rough he was having it early on in the fight.
He seems to have warmed himself into it a bit. I don't know if Hmiani's hurt his right hand, but every time he throws it, he's kind of shaking it off a little bit.
He's throwing it enough.
And he's just switched over to the southpaw stance. Khan looking for that uppercut by the looks of it as he just switched to the southpaw stance and looked to throw it, but Hmiani was out of there and made sure he was out of range. Khan still just doing enough to make sure that he's got the upper hand, and every so often we see a barrage of punches like this as the rounds have gone by, and he's got Hmiani on the ropes again, and he just landed a decent shot, and the Frenchman looked at him and gave him a bit of a nod and came back with a couple of shots of his own, and then he comes forward with...
That's when he should throw, when he's off balance like that. Obviously I know it's easy watching it out here,
but when he swings him, he really swings him, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got intent with them punches.
Good left hook downstairs from Hmiani. Good right hand by Khan. That one was solid. As we go into the last few seconds of the 7th round. He's given Umar Khan plenty to think about, isn't he? He's roughing him up, and then all of a sudden there's just like a barrage of wild shots, isn't there? And they come out of absolutely nowhere. And you've got, as a fighter, you've got to have your wits about you, haven't you, when you've got a man like that in front of you?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think he's definitely got to stay switched on. I think he can't get too complacent, even when he's throwing barrage of punches on the ropes. Just got to be sometimes careful, because you can have a look at what you're doing, and then with a fight like Hmiani, he might be able to swing in a little wild shot. So just a little bit of caution, but I think he's boxing well.
Well, doing a bit of research in preparation for this fight, it seems that Hmiani did have a amateur career from what I could see on his own social media, but the language barrier is pretty tough. But it looks like he's been in and around the sport for a long time, and he may well have a couple of losses on his record, but he's putting up a good fight. Khan straight on that front foot. Obviously going to try and finish the 8th and final round strong, and threw a right hand in the far corner of the ring there, but ever so slightly missed. But Hmiani just on the ropes trying to give it a bit of Floyd Mayweather defence.
Hey, he done it pretty well, to be fair.
You impressed?
Yeah, I can't do it. I block with my head.
Khan has got him on the ropes, but doesn't seem to be going for him like he was in previous rounds. Just taking his time a little bit here, but still landing decent punches. There's a good lead up to the body there, through the 1-2 upstairs, and then very nicely stuck that left hook under the right elbow of Hmiani.
Good shots.
Hmiani is defensively good. The way that he kind of rides those punches is something he does quite well. But this round so far has been all Khan. There's been a couple of bits coming back from Hmiani, but he nearly got caught out there as he looked to his corner, who were giving him a bit of advice, and Khan made sure that he was looking at the right person. That was him. Khan just working his boxing ever so nicely as he just bounced around the outskirts of the ring, around the outer ring, just throwing the shots where he needs to. But Hmiani is game as ever, he just keeps marching forward like he has over and over again.
Yeah, I reckon he's going to go for it when he is that last 10 seconds as well.
Well, there we go, the 10th fight for Umar Khan. And the 5th fight for Hmiani, who put in some shift there, and even though he found himself on the canvas and first few rounds are tough for him, he still came back, he still pushed forward, tried to put the pressure on himself, made life difficult at times, nothing which Khan couldn't deal with, because he did. We even saw a bit of Mexican style from Umar at points. And our scorecards at ringside gives it a points win to Umar Khan. But let's get the official announcement from our MC, Thomas Schreiber.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds of boxing, our referee in charge, Sean McAvoy, scores this contest 78-73 for your winner, and still undefeated, Umar Khan.
But as expected, Umar Khan gets a decision, and the Frenchman gives him a nod and a wink and a sign of acknowledgement to say, yeah, fair play. A good sportsman going around the ring, fist pumping everyone, and
now let's welcome our next 2 fighters to the ring, Juan Anacona and Brandun Lee.
Well, here comes Juan Anacona, who's from Colombia. He's never boxed outside of Colombia. He's 11-0, 6 KOs. A real kind of unknown entity. We don't know much about this guy at all, and they can be dangerous. I mean, look at like Mauricio Lara when he came over Josh Warrington. These are the sort of people you need to be careful of, aren't they? But he's certainly got a tough opponent tonight, and that's the man Thomas Schreiber's about to bring into the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, we continue with 8 rounds scheduled, and it is an international super lightweight contest. Brought to you by Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions, along with their great sponsors, 32 Red and Unibet. Our timekeeper is Mark Shannon, and when the bell rings, our referee in charge and scoring this contest will be Mark Bates. Introducing to you first, fighting tonight out of the red corner, he comes to the ring wearing blue, trimmed with white, and weighed in officially at 10 stone, 2 pounds. Coming to us from Popayan, Colombia, He brings an undefeated record with 11 wins. 6 of his 11 wins come by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Juan Anacona. And his opponent across the ring, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. He comes to the ring wearing red with white and weighed in officially at 10 stone, 3 pounds. Coming to us from La Quinta, California, USA, he brings an undefeated record with 28 wins. 23 of his 28 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the undefeated former IBO Intercontinental Champion, Brandun Lee.
Okay, gentlemen, when I tell you to break, you take a step back immediately. Keep your punches up, obey my commands, and protect yourselves at all times. Good luck to you both, gents. Trust us.
Seconds out, round 1.
Well, bout 29 for Brandun Lee in his Queensberry and UK debut. If you don't know much about him, 28-0, 23 KOs. 13 of those KOs have come in the first round. So don't go and put the kettle on anytime soon, because this is a man who can punch. He's had 15 months out the ring, which he said was a good thing. He just wanted a recharge. He went to Japan, he went to Thailand, he enjoyed himself. And now he's signed with Frank Warren, who he's very pleased to be signed with. And back into action, and a solid fighter we can see already, Sam.
Yeah, he looks solid. I mean, his opponent coming out undefeated, so he's obviously coming to win. He looks pretty unorthodox, but his chin's exposed, and I think Brandun Lee will see that in a no matter of time.
He is. We don't know much about this man, Juan Anacona. Still the man from Colombia, but yeah, undefeated. We don't know who those opponents were or anything, so your guess is as good as ours. Nice and relaxed start this from Brandun Lee. We've just been joined by Alois Jr.
Yes,
Alois, good to have you.
Lovely to be here. Oh, this is very, very interesting.
Yeah, you've missed a couple of good fights, to be fair.
Oh, man. I had to train, man. I'm going to knock out my next opponent, so I had to be ready.
He's dedicated. I mean, he knocks everyone out, to be fair, but he's going to knock the next one out as well.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, bro. You put your mortgage on it. Oh, good shots.
Brandun Lee extremely relaxed there, and every time Juan Anacona comes forward, he's just very, very relaxed on that back foot, and then just sticks a jab out and then takes control of the fight almost immediately.
Yeah, but this is I believe Journeyman, bro. He's proper coming in. He's proper coming in.
He's 11-0. He is.
11-0. He ain't no Journeyman.
Yeah, he's 11-0.
He ain't no Journeyman. He's coming to fight. I can see it. You can see it. It's quite competitive. But look, Brandon's very, very like relaxed and calm. You can see him. I don't see no tension in him. Look at that little step back with good finesse.
You can tell that he's had 28 fights, this being his 29th, because that experience is there. But that was a good left uppercut, which landed on the face of the man from Colombia.
Oh yeah, massive shout out to Mark Bates, a good referee.
Very good referee indeed.
Absolutely.
A referee which likes to just let the action continue, and that's exactly what we want as boxing fans.
All day.
Well, a Queensberry debut for Brandun Lee. He'll want to impress, but he's just working his man out at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah. It's still early in the fight anyway, and it takes time to get the habits of our opponent. So yeah, he's just feeling him out, and in no time I feel like he'll get him out there.
Are you impressed, Sam?
Yeah, he's looking very well composed. You can see he's had 28 fights, ain't his first rodeo. As Ollie says, I think eventually he's going to sniff him out and see that his chin's high up in the air and then finish him.
But he's very confident in his ability. He's said he wants to beat everyone in the super lightweight division and then move up to the welterweight division. He's been around the game a long time. He boxed Ryan Garcia numerous times in the amateurs, and someone asked him about whether that would be a match coming up and how he think that would go, and he said, look, they're two completely different games, the amateurs and the pros.
Oh, come on. Absolutely. Like, the gloves are different, the longer rounds, he paces it much different. It is a different experience. Oh, but I love this sport. Absolutely love it. Look at this. Level flying. Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Good shots there. Good
Nice
straight right hand there from Lee.
Yeah.
And do you expect him to just start going through the gears now and just ever so slightly increase the speed and the way that he's working?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say he needs a bit more pressure. A bit more pressure. I think he could step on the gas, and I believe he'll probably take him out in the next round. Oh, I like it. I like it. I like watching him. What a talent. Good jab. Good shot.
That was a decent 1-2 downstairs, and a left hook up the top to finish that combination, and all three of those shots landed. And he's straight back to being composed, Sam.
Oh. Yeah, I think he's put them together well, but I think Khan ain't going to go over easy, He's not going to want to give up that O without putting up a fight. He does look tough as well. I mean, even if you look at the build of him.
Oh, beautiful right hand from Brandun. Good left hook.
Brandun is
class. That's what he is. Class.
Throwing some accurate punches just above our commentary position here at the O2
Arena
in London.
Oh, my goodness.
Good 5 or 6 straight shots there from the man from California. Needs to be careful because there's a little bit
a straight backhand.
There's stuff still coming back from the Colombian.
Yeah, this Colombian's serious.
Bit of a wild lead uppercut there.
Yeah, he's very unorthodox, isn't he?
And he's got his hands extremely low. I don't know if I'd be doing that if I was in a boxing ring with him.
I believe the best way to go about it when their hands are quite low, you got to target their body because they're expecting a shot from a shot to the top. So change up the rhythm, change up the timing, change up the shots, hit them directly to the sternum.
It's not constant, but there's some good work coming back from the Colombian. Who's still throwing shots.
That's nice.
They might not be effective. They might not be getting through. They're not necessarily scoring points.
Good job.
If we're looking at it that way.
I think Lee's got to bring his feet in because he keeps leaning back with that chin very high.
You just get the sense that Lee is just biding his time, finding a right moment, and then he'll just detonate a shot out of nowhere. Good work with the jab from Brandun Lee.
There you go.
Well, he's just measuring that right hand nicely, isn't he? It just seems to get closer and closer of it, throwing it body and head each round.
He's very tough, this Colombian, though, I don't think he might have to up the pressure a little bit, try and gash him out, make him make a mistake and then capitalise on that.
I agree.
Well, you said he might get rid of him in the next round?
Possibly.
Let's see if
anything
can happen, isn't it?
Anything can happen. You blink, someone's on the floor. Trust me, I've done this enough times, You throw a left hook, he's on the floor. You throw a right hand, he's on the floor again.
Umar Khan earlier, isn't it?
Yeah,
exactly what he done.
Yeah, we saw that in the previous fight of Umar Khan, and Hmiani just kept coming back. But yeah, this man from Colombia he's a tough dude. He's pretty unorthodox.
10 seconds.
And they can sometimes be pretty tough people to fight, can't they? Because they haven't got that really tidy start where they throw a jab cross nice and tight. It comes from nowhere, doesn't it?
Yeah, wild. That's the word. Wild fighters. Unorthodox fighters. Those are the trickiest ones. I believe Floyd Mayweather struggled a lot with, what's his name? The Drunken Master?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, what was his actual name? I can't remember now. There's
Augusta
people at home
something.
screaming it. God.
Good shots.
They were menacing shots, those ones.
Yeah, I told you, sticking it on him now.
If you get this right, we're going to ask you for the lottery numbers.
I'll tell you 9, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Hang on, say that again. A jab got through there from Juan Anacona.
Oh, good shot.
Might be a tiny, tiny bit of ring rust there from Lee. You know, 15 months out of ring. That's quite a long time to be outside of a boxing ring, especially when you had 28 professional fights in not that much of a duration of time.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm sure he might want the rounds tonight.
No one wants the rounds.
Oh, there you go. You heard it here first.
The rounds. They do enough in sparring.
I'll tell you that for free. You don't get paid for overtime. Good shot.
Decent right hand from Lee. Tell you, one of the things I'm noticing here at ringside is the expression on Brandun Lee's face doesn't really change, no matter what he's doing, whether he's getting punched or whether he's landing punches himself. He's just ultra focused. He's in there, he's got a job to do, and he'll do it.
Something stoical. That's the greatest word I can think of.
You can have that one.
I was about to say, there's a lot of big words getting flown about for a humble boxer.
Okay. Change the shot.
He's enjoying it. Fun, isn't he? He's enjoying it in there.
Well, Anacona, when he come to the ring and Thomas Triber announced that he punched the air like he was fighting in Colombia, and he's well up for being there, and he's enjoying himself. It's a big stage. It's a big arena.
I feel like fatigue may be kicking in on Brandun Lee. I think he's stepping over his feet and etc. Some minor mistakes, but yeah.
We're into the third round of a fight scheduled for 8. Still a long way to go if we go all the way to the 8th round and get the referee scorecard.
Good shot, see? That's he comes back with his chin eye. Needs to bring his feet in. Two-phase attack.
But he did, in the first round, he threw a lot of shots.
Yeah.
There was a period of time he threw like 6 punches or something like that. Like over an 8-round stretch, it adds up.
So what are we saying on the scorecards then, guys?
Brandun all the way. Brandun all the way.
What, as in, like, what do we think the score rounds are now? Or?
Yeah, so you're
I'll probably
happy
give
with Brandun Lee?
Yeah, 3-0 Brandun Lee, I'd say. But
Comfortably winning.
John's in it. I think the Colombian's coming. He ain't coming just to lay over. So I think he's just got to keep aware of what's coming back.
Yeah, because if he switches off, this Colombian's hungry. You can see it, definitely. I can see it in his eyes. He's hungry for it.
Well, it's a big opportunity, and sometimes when you have got a hungry fighter and they get put in a situation like this where they can upset the apple cart, he'll know that this is...
Yeah, changes life. This is life-changing for him.
It is. Like we said earlier on about Mauricio Lara coming over and beating Josh Warrington, and look at the money that he's made
absolutely.
And so on. So, yeah, this guy is there's no way he's coming over here to just lose on a points decision, especially as he's an undefeated fighter.
Round 4.
There's a team of Colombians who are on the undercard tonight.
Okay.
And I've been around them, and they're sticking together. They're really eager. Loads of good energy around them at the press conference, at the weigh-in, and so on.
Yeah, that's wild.
And that's exactly what we want in British boxing rings. They're the sort of people that bring you good fights, good action, good entertainment.
Good shots.
Good defence there, though.
That's the thing. When you throw a barrage of punches like that, you're going to be on the defense as he's doing now.
Looks like Lee's trying to find that lead hook, and I'm sure he will at some point, but Anacona is making it hard for him to land it, isn't he, because of that defence.
Good jab to the body. You just need to keep it simple. Jabs to the body, right hands to the body, establish himself, and then later on he switches it up. That will work beautifully.
Oh, that was unlucky.
Yeah. Right hand right here would be nice to the body. There you go.
Nicely put those shots together there. You do get the feeling that he could put a few more together as well, but he's choosing to just score those shots. Nice, accurate landing shots, and then take a step back and then go again.
Good right hand to the body, like that. Look, if he establishes the right hand to the body and then changes it up, maybe even in the next round, lights out. Something here he needs. There you go.
So left hook which landed from Lee there. And a change of expression in the face from the Colombian.
Yeah, he felt that one, didn't he?
Good uppercut.
The Colombian corner were loving that. He landed an uppercut after a 1-2 hit the gloves of Lee.
Yeah, just touch the body.
Oh, decent left hook by Lee, and he digs his feet into the canvas and lets go some pretty unforgiving shots to the head. Not a lot of body work here from him at the moment.
Yeah.
Colombians are known for being very tough opponents, though, and I think he's showing that. You think 9 times out of 10, the ones that come over have lost a few. This one's undefeated.
Yeah.
Yeah, anywhere over that part of the world, they tend to be extremely tough.
I need a Colombian then.
Now you can keep them, I don't want them.
Nah, I want them. I want to test their chins.
Good body shot.
Yep, that's all he needs, the body. Invest into the body. The head will come after.
Again, another Lee round, wasn't it? But I don't know, I feel like he probably could do it. Really easy for me to say this sitting here. I feel like he could probably do a little bit more, but it feels like he's choosing to just kind of not put his foot on the gas. Am I wrong in saying that?
I would say this, right? I would say that there's periods in the round where he's overexerting himself, and because he's overexerting himself, he's unable to establish the constant pressure, which is why he has to step back. But he has the potential to be a very, very great fighter. But it just, like, this boxing sport is decision making, and you gotta make the right decisions. Hence why he's stepping back, and if he carries on, he will step back more and more and more.
You agree with that, Sam?
Yeah, I think obviously, like, the geezer, he's had 28 fights now, so obviously it ain't his debut. I think maybe I'd like to see him push the pace a little bit more. Obviously, Khan ain't holding his feet, which is making it very awkward as well. And obviously, he keeps switching stances, so he is posing problems in there.
Yeah, he's not sticking around for any point, is he? He seems to just kind of move and make life difficult at every opportunity, which is exactly what he needs to be doing.
He needs to capitalise on moments like that when he's bouncing his feet and he's not ready. Something like that.
Yeah, because his chin is still very high.
Yeah. That's good.
But I'm impressed with Brandun Lee. I think he does a lot very, very well, and I think he'll be an exciting fighter in the division. And the fact that, you know, he's got the history that he has, and he's been in there with good, tough game opponents over in the US and over in Mexico.
Sam, are you looking the same way?
No, he's the way above me.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought, to be fair, he doesn't look that big for a super lightweight, I didn't think. I thought he might have been my weight. I'm glad he's not.
Are you glad? You sure? I can see that fight happening eventually.
We've got a matchmaker at the commentary table there.
Listen, hire me.
Lottery numbers, matchmaking, sign him up.
Listen, I can do it all. I can even sell you a house as well.
Any drive, 995.
That's it.
Lee going through the motions here at the O2 Arena in London on the undercard of Joe Joyce versus Derek Chisora, which will be the main event over on TNT Sports later on this evening. And you know that both of those will not be taking a step backwards at any point. That is going to be good, entertaining stuff to watch.
Yeah, it's going to be buzzing in here and all, isn't it?
Yeah, down to the body. That's it. Just down to the body. Keep going down to the body. Keep investing. There you go. Keep investing. Brandun Lee is very, very good. Very good.
He seems unfazed by everything which comes back at him. He just doesn't seem to be bothered, does he, by whatever is coming back from Juan Anacona.
That's exactly what I was thinking, so I'd like to see him just stick it on him a little bit more, because he knows he can't hurt him.
Good backhand for the Colombian. You can't step to someone with your hands down. It's like walking in a battlefield. Can't do that.
Lee just on that front foot, not racing towards him, but just following him round.
Gotta be decisive. Has to be decisive.
Yeah, that might be that little bit of ring rust, though, isn't it?
But that round was very much like the previous round, wasn't it? It just feels like Lee is going through those motions. He's doing exactly what he needs to do. I think everyone on this table has agreed. If he wanted to, it seems like he could do a lot more, and he could commit to those attacks, and he probably could get him out of there if he really, really went for it. But does he really need to risk doing that on his UK debut, on his Queensberry debut, when he can go through the motions and win?
First fight back in 15 months, and as you say, it's a lot easier looking at it from out here as well, isn't it?
Absolutely. You know what I mean? We're not. There's no punches flying to me right now commentating. So yeah, get the rounds in, and next one I'm sure will be much better. But yeah, still a good, very good performance from him.
Absolutely. Well, Brandun Lee has got plans of going back to Japan on Monday. He told my colleague Declan Taylor, and I think he'd quite like to go back to Japan on vacation without any bruises or cuts on his face, wouldn't he? So you can hardly blame him.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We might even see him boxing over there, and what a scene that is, the Japanese boxing scene.
Oh,
wow.
It is amazing.
Looks great, doesn't it?
Oh, that's better. Yeah, I like the look. He's pressuring now. His hands are a bit up. He's pretty stepping to.
Good stab to the body by Lee.
Are they little ducks on the socks of the Colombian? Is that? They are, aren't they?
Are they ducks?
They are little ducks, aren't they? I thought they were.
Little duckies.
It's got to mean something, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
You might like little duckies.
Listen,
it's true.
I think he doesn't want to be a sitting duck. That's why he's flying around like that.
He's certainly not sitting around, or
definitely not.
No, he's on his toes, isn't he?
He throws a couple of shots at a time if you watch him, and then slight little bit of movement out of range, and then they do exactly the same thing again.
I feel like Brandun Lee is going around this round a bit better. Stepping to him a bit more, putting a bit more pressure onto him. But he needs to throw a bit more. He needs to throw a bit more.
He scores with that jab almost every time.
Yeah.
Bit of taunt in there from
I'm telling
the Colombian.
He looks like a very awkward person to fight.
Absolutely.
You two will know much better than I will.
He is unconventional.
Yeah.
And shakes his head at them. The man from California.
Nice. Good. Yes! Oh. Hands up, puppy, hands up.
Lee, every time he gets his man in that corner on the ropes, he doesn't seem to have him there for too long, but maybe he doesn't want him there. Maybe he just wants to stick to his boxing, move around on the outside, or going backwards and come forward when he wishes to, and just control the fight, control the pace.
Good shot.
Tell you what, if he landed with that right hook, he might have landed on our commentary position.
I'd have to start doing bench presses with him.
You've got to admire the confidence from the Colombian, haven't you? Like,
I'm all here for it, Mal.
They're taunting and they're shaking the head and giving it the old shaky legs and everything.
He knows what he's doing. He probably spars like this on a regular basis. I don't think there's nothing new to him. I don't think it's not phasing him a lot, but the speed is quite a bit for him.
When you've got someone like that in front of you, and you must have sparred people like that or fought people like that, is it easy or is it hard to keep your composure and not lose your head and just stick to your boxing? Because Lee is completely unfazed, isn't he? He couldn't care less what he's doing.
I would say it varies. It varies on your character, it varies on who you are, but I would say for myself, I'm able to keep composed. It doesn't matter who it is. But I believe for him, the tactic he needs, because he likes to move around, he needs to step to him with pressure and aggression. He needs to be someone like myself, the animal, you know?
That aggressive style.
Exactly.
Seconds out. Round
No prisoners.
Well, into the 7th round of Brandun Lee's Queensberry debut. He said that the 5v5, which the Queensberry versus Matchroom 5v5, really opened his eyes up, and I think he could see the opportunities which were here in Britain, and I know that was obviously in Saudi, but you know, it was by 2 British promoters, and he said he just loved the British boxing fans, and he said it doesn't matter who you are or what weight you're at or whatever it is, he just knows how much the British boxing fans love their boxing, and he'll see and experience that atmosphere later on, and that's exactly what he'll be talking about.
I don't know if you could see, but he's been throwing there you go, he's been throwing a lot of body shots, and then he just switched up, he switched up the shot, which landed to the head.
He was just setting out with a jab to the body, wasn't he? And then all of a sudden,
switch up. That's all he needs. That's all. He'll get him out there, just like that.
He's to bring his feet in with his punches. That's what he's doing. He's only throwing the single shots, and the mate is just moving away, isn't he? He's not holding his feet at all. Two-phase attack.
Colombian still comes back though. He'll get absolutely walloped on the chin or on the nose, and then he's just straight back into it. That was a bit of a cricket bowl, that one.
I'm telling you, I got scared. I'm not even in the ring. Oh, if he does that again, he needs to counter him. Do
you think Anacona is holding his feet at times, but it only seems to be after he's gone on the attack, doesn't it? That he throws like a double jab, straight left hand, then he sort of just sits there for like half a second, then he's gone. But
there you go.
Is that where Lee needs to capitalise?
Exactly. You just you made a very good point. Yeah, he will throw a big shot, stay there for a second or so, and then he move around again. Like there. Good shots. Good jab. Beautiful jab. How can you not love boxing, man?
Best sport in the world.
Absolutely.
In my humblest of opinions.
In my boldest opinions.
Into the last 20 seconds or so of the penultimate round, one which we're sure that Lee is well and truly up on the referee's scorecard for.
Definitely.
One he's just going through the motions, getting those rounds in after 15 months or so out of the ring, maybe a little bit longer, against a durable and awkward Colombian, a man who we knew nothing about coming into this. And that's got to be quite tough as well, isn't it, for fighters? Like, as you go up in your career, you start to know who your opponents are a little bit, and you can watch footage. But when you've never seen anything on someone, you don't know anything about them, is that tough?
Yes, of course, it's more problem solving, and you have to be able to adjust and to adapt to the situation up at hand. It's very, very hard, but again, if you're an elite fighter, you're destined for greatness, you'll be able to see it.
Yeah, I think the only thing is, even when you watch fighters, they'll be watching you, and then what you think they're going to do, they're going to change because they're watching. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think that's why when you get long range, you figure them out a little bit. I think, but the Colombian is a very awkward opponent. I mean, watching him, he does feel like he may maybe look a little bit, or you know, a little bit bad at times, just where he keeps moving and he's unorthodox.
I was going to say that
10 seconds.
I personally think Sam would stop him.
So again,
I personally think Sam would stop him.
Seconds now.
I'd be a little bit messy. I wouldn't be that composed on his chest.
think the pressure from Zam would be too much for him.
Yeah, I think that's what he needs to try and do. Maybe for the last round, just stick it on and throw a few punches and bunches. Threes and fours.
Throw the kitchen sink at him.
Yeah, might as well, hasn't he?
Why
He's
not?
only got 3 more minutes.
That's it.
Well, in preparation for this fight, like all fights, I do a lot of research and looking at fighters, and I've watched a lot of Brandun Lee's previous bouts, and he has got a naturally aggressive style. I think just tonight he's choosing to just box a little bit and just see how things go and go through the motions. So
maybe it's inactivity. Yeah, maybe it could be inactivity. But yeah, this is boxing anyway. No fights ever the same.
And that's what makes it great, isn't it? It can never get boring.
Never get boring.
All the characters, all the styles, all the stories.
That's it. Eso. Me gusta.
There we go, we've got a bit of Spanish from the commentary team as well. We had a bit of French earlier from Sam. Oui, oui.
Yeah, oui.
I need to go to Colombia and get some sparring, bro. That's what I need to do. These guys are going to be tough. I want some of that.
Oh, a good right hand there from Lee. I know Richard Riakpo went and did a bit of sparring over in Cuba and enjoyed that and said that he got some good rounds in over there. So
this is where he wants to keep him, I think. Rather than just keep waiting for single shots. He's got to try and pin him on the ropes if he can. I know it's easier said than done because he is quite slippery, but I don't think single shots are the ones with.
Well, listen, if you can punch as hard as Sam, one single shot could do it.
You still got to get there to do it, though, haven't you?
One shot is all it takes, baby.
One shot does plenty.
Exactly.
Anacona does this thing, I don't know if you've noticed it, where like not only does he kind of stay there for half a second or so, but his lead foot, he kind of lifts it up on his heel, and I don't know what he's doing now. I think it's just a bit of a habit which he's got into, but Lee hasn't made him pay for it yet, where he's potentially off balance.
Lee's cut off the ring quite well now.
He is. He's really starting to cut that ring off now. But
he's been on the left side for a long period of time now.
Well, into the last 20 seconds or so of this 8-bout contest. One more fight to come on the prelims, and then it'll be over to TNT.
If he did this in the first round, it would have stopped him. Absolutely.
Oh, decent left hook there from Brandun Lee, and that one looked like it hurt.
Yep.
And the Colombian, his body language changed there, but fair play to him. He's still come back on the front foot and thrown a 1-2, and he's put in a good performance, but surely cruising to 29-0 is Brandun Lee.
Wow.
Yeah, 100%. I think, as Aloy said, I think how he finished that last round, he maybe should have come out and done that for the first 4, and then maybe if he needed a rest, have a little rest over the next 2. He's won it comfortably, but a little bit more of that makes it for more exciting watching, doesn't it, you know?
Exactly.
Well, I'm sure it'll be the sort of fight which Brandun Lee and his team can go back and watch and learn some stuff from and make some notes and so on. But good to see him here in a boxing ring in the UK. But let's get the official decision from Thomas Shriver.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds of boxing, our referee in charge, Mark Bates, scores this contest 78-74 for your winner, and still undefeated, Brandun Lee.
Well, I believe the right person won. But yeah, very good competition. Very good.
Yeah, I think it's good to see that he got some rounds to come in. I thought some rounds he did nick. So I think tricky opponent for the first one back after 15 months.
Let's now welcome to the ring the defending champion here tonight, the Omen Raven Chapman.
Well, here comes Raven Chapman, a name which you will be familiar with, I'm sure. The Queen of Queensberry, as she's known by, a former Team England, Team GB fighter. A very good fighter indeed. She's been out of the ring for 8 months due to injury and so on, and she's very much looking forward to her return here. She's been doing plenty of commentary and punditry.
She's never in a boring fight. She looks in tremendous shape.
She always looks
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 10 2-minute rounds, and it will be for the Women's WBC International Featherweight Championship. Brought to you by Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions, along with their great sponsors, 32 Red and Unibet. It is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, steward in charge Ben Harmsworth, along with the World Boxing Council. President Mauricio Suleiman, Supervisor Mauro Betti, Timekeeper Mark Shannon. Our 3 judges assigned will be Massimo Barrovecchio of Italy, Victor Laughlin of Scotland, and Kevin Parker of England. Our referee in charge will be Kieran McCann of England. Introducing to you first the challenger fighting tonight out of the red corner. She comes to the ring wearing gold with white and weighed in officially at 8 stone, 11 pounds. Coming to us from Barranquilla, Colombia, she brings an undefeated record with 10 wins, 6 of her 10 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Johanna the Matrix Sarabia. And her opponent across the ring, she is the defending champion, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. She comes to the ring wearing red with black and weighed in officially at 8 stone, 13 pounds. Hailing from High Wycombe, Buckinghamshire, England, she is undefeated with 8 wins. 2 of her 8 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the reigning and defending Women's WBC International Featherweight Champion, the Omen, Raven Chapman.
Ladies, listen up. You've had your instructions in the dressing room. You both know what I expect, all right? Keep the fight clean. Obey my commands, and most importantly, protect yourself at all times. Shake hands. There you go.
The Matrix got a sinister look to her. It's ready to rock and roll.
She has.
But let's see what Raven's got.
Raven's got some good support here as well.
Round 1.
And another unknown Colombian is Johanna Sarabia. As Thomas Tribert told you, 10-0, 6 KOs. I could only find one tiny bit of footage of her. All I can tell you from what I saw,
she's experienced, you can see it.
She had a good, aggressive, come-forward style with a decent, really good lead uppercut which she threw. But we'll see how she gets on against Raven Chapman here.
Yeah, Raven's always got a great work rate.
Oh, a little head clash.
Yeah, you get that with the southpaw stocks in you. Good shots. I'll tell you what, they're up for it.
Listen, this is some good boxing already.
Chapman just got her left foot on the outside of that southpaw stance, and expect to start seeing some straight shots down the middle at some point.
Is this a 10-round contest or 8 rounds?
10 2-minute rounds.
10 2-minute rounds. Okay.
Both fighters hovering around that centre of the ring.
Oh, good shot.
Chapman will be keen to make a statement tonight and draw herself closer to that fight with Sky Nicholson.
Oh, good shot. Good right hook. Yeah, I can see him. Yeah, this is going to be a fight.
Good come forward action from Chapman and
oh, you gotta love it, innit you?
the lady from Colombia just.
I understand why they call her the Matrix.
Oh. And she's just wooing Raven Chapman in the ring, and then a touch of gloves at the end, but she goes back to her corner wooing and very much enjoying herself. And you'd much rather have an opponent like that, wouldn't you, than someone who's a bit boring and dull. I know you said no one gets paid for overtime, Sam, but
oh, it's brilliant to watch. That's what you want. I mean, as a fighter, you want it to go over quickly, but as a spectator, you want to see good brawling hard rounds.
So, Johanna Sarabia is a southpaw fighter, as you would have seen. She's the first southpaw fighter that Raven Chapman has actually boxed, and they didn't necessarily choose her, but it was a good thing that she was a southpaw fighter, because some of the other fighters in the division, the likes of Karis Arctic Stool and Sky Nicholson, who's a current WBC champion of that weight, they're southpaw fighters. So this will be a good experience for her, won't it?
Yeah, brilliant. Sky's in my gym. She's very tricky, I think. There's a reason she's world champion.
She's a very talented fighter. And I think they'd make a great match-up at some point. Oh, that was a good right hand by Chapman, and the crowd react to that one.
Oh, wow.
Good shot.
This is going to be a good fight.
Decent jab, which knocked Sarabia off balance.
She's stepping on her.
And Chapman is starting to sense that she could get the job done early tonight, and throws a decent right hook over the top, which landed. And there's a long time left in this round. Oh my goodness, that was good work by Raven Chapman.
It's a nice little scrap, no?
Mate, it's good.
Best fight I've seen all night today.
I was about to say, it's a shame it's only 2-minute rounds. I'd like to see 3-minute rounds of this.
I don't want to see 4 minutes, mate.
That's what you tend to get in the women's division, though, because of the 2-minute rounds. You tend to get a faster pace, don't you? Because
it's 2 minutes, yeah.
Of those 2 minutes. Good right hand there by Chapman again. She is doing some accurate work tonight. She bounces the head back of the lady from Colombia, Johanna Sarabia. And Chapman has just got...
The referee's looking at her right now.
Sarabia in the corner.
Oh, good body shots. If it was me hitting her. Like that.
Another good right hook to the body. From just a couple of feet away, the lady from Colombia, Sarabia, the right hand side of her body, is very reddened already, isn't it? So those lead hooks are doing some serious damage, aren't they, in the early rounds of this 10-round contest?
Yeah, no, very, very good. She's really stepped it up. She saw she was hurt and she applied that pressure. It was very, very good from her. Possibly she may get her out in the next round.
Yeah, as we've seen now, every Colombian we've seen tonight has been very tough and durable. So,
yeah, when you think that they're going, they don't tend to be going anywhere, do they? I'm starting to see why it's a bit of a nightmare now when you say you wanted that early night's work, when you've got someone who just keeps going.
Yep.
Irritating more than anything, you think?
Yeah, I mean, obviously in there you always want to stoppage, but I mean, I won't ever get bored of watching this. It's brilliant, isn't it? Brilliant rounds, good rounds.
No, really good all-action fight, and I love that the lady from Colombia is just coming forward, and even when she is being hit with stuff, she's coming back.
She still smiled at the end of that round, so she's up for it.
But you can see the urgency in her corner. You can really see the urgency in her corner.
Good fast hands from Raven Chapman. And she just composes herself again, gets herself at range, and then starts popping that jab out, something which works so beautifully for her.
I don't think she needs to move that much. She could just step on her. That's what I think. There you go.
Got to be very careful not to clash heads, though.
I was just about to say that. You can just sense that might happen. It's the last thing either of them needs is a cut. Yeah. Especially Chapman, who's had 8 months out of the ring and be very keen to be getting back and being active. Chapman is doing a good job of cornering Sarabia. And she lands decent shots almost every time she gets on the ropes. Oh, the referee's going to have a word of her for that. He told her to stop and he's given her a bit of a telling off. It's entertaining, the fact that every time Chapman comes forward and lands a few decent shots, that she just smiles.
She smiles at the end of every round. I wonder if she's going to do it at the end of this one. No smile today.
I think she just looked a little bit confused because the referee had pulled her to a side, and the language barrier there was a little bit of a problem, wasn't it? But so far, Chapman well and truly up on the cards, or do you think she's given a round away there?
No. She's well and truly up. She's been the aggressor, isn't she?
Agreed.
She's been doing some good work at short range and at long range as well, and whenever she gets her opponent cornered or on the rope, she's landing some good eye-catching shots, and it's those eye-catching shots, isn't it, which the judges, that's what stands out for them, isn't it, when they're sticking their number down at the end of each round.
Yeah, definitely. I think that and pressure, that's why the Ravens really come to that.
Second down, round 4.
But these 2-minute rounds go by fast, and we're already in the 4th round. And this is our final fight of the prelims here on the Queensberry feed, so I hope that you've enjoyed the fight so far. And don't worry, plenty more coming on TNT Sports after we go off there, after this bout.
Good shot. Where her hair's like not towered down, it makes it look worse, doesn't it, when the head goes back?
Every time she lands a strong right hand, her hair kind of goes static, doesn't it, and then drops back down.
That's why I cut off my dreads, mate. Don't need none of that.
Remember Paulie Malignaggi getting a haircut in the corner?
Literally.
Chapman owning that centre of the ring as she tries to draw her opponent in.
Every time, listen to me.
Solid right hand by Chapman. Good head movement as well. Chapman seems to have found her groove. She's comfortably in control of this fight.
Even going southward.
Well, if you were in the corner of Raven Chapman, what would you be telling her to do a little bit more of, and maybe doing a bit more of the same of? What are you liking and what do you want to see more of?
I would say, I think she's rushing a little bit, but still applying that pressure and finding the right shots.
Yeah, I would just say try not to fall in. I think the pressure's good. I mean,
to be fair, for a name like the Matrix, she's not really moving about as much as I thought she would. So I'm like, maybe it's not going to have to bounce about. I reckon she can walk in with this girl, and I think, yeah, maybe she's planting her feet a little bit more, you know, because she's there to be hit. So, but I just think be wary of clashing your heads.
Yeah, we've seen that a couple of times, haven't we? Something to definitely be wary of.
Other than that, I think it's been very entertaining fight so far.
Yeah, I think fight tonight so far.
10 seconds.
I don't know, that first one was good. With Derek Chisora's nephew.
It was good.
That was a very good debut.
Well, into the 5th round of this one, scheduled for 10, and Chapman straight on that front foot. Got to tell you, that right glove of Chapman, she glues that to her chin. She
very good right hook. Oh, good head.
Chapman landed a lead hook over the top there and kind of stopped Sarabia in her tracks. Sarabia will throw a couple of hooks and Chapman will roll underneath them.
That was good work.
She's looking like a mini Mike Tyson.
Yeah, he's a little bit unlucky with that.
But do you want to see, after she's rolled under those hooks, do you want to see her kind of counter with a hook of her own?
Yeah, I think she's showing at her skill level though, just to getting out of the way of them. I mean, sometimes when I dodge a shot, I'm so happy that he didn't hit me that I'll forget to throw one back.
But the Matrix is standing there a lot more, and she's a lot less inactive, a lot less active.
She's getting roughed up here in it.
I'll tell you what though, she's up for it. You can see the venom in her face.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she seems to get
another little clash
more and more frustrated and has got more and more aggression about her every time she gets caught, does Joanna Sarabia, the lady from Colombia. Her first time boxing outside of Colombia in a big venue on a big undercard.
Oh, watch them eggs, guys.
You don't want to get a cut.
Well, Sarabia getting a word from the referee a few times because she keeps hitting when he's shouted for her to stop. I think there's a bit of a challenge there with the language barrier, isn't there? Because every time that the ref says to her,
it's hard in there though to be when you're in the moment, and obviously she's probably having it a little bit rough as well. Yeah. She's just biting down. I mean, I've done it in the amateurs. I threw shots after the ref said stop, I knocked them out and I got disqualified. So it is hard, especially when then you add that language barrier as well, you know. So
definitely, the language barrier is a massive aspect.
There's just so much to contend with, isn't there, as fighters? You know, you've got noise, you've got atmosphere, you've got pressure, you've got your adrenaline. Even things as small as how hot those lights are as well. There's a lot to contend with in general, isn't there? So I'll take my hand off to anyone who gets in there.
Yeah, I don't think she's doing it deliberately. I just think she's getting caught up in the moment, which is completely understandable. Oh, is he going to take a point off, or is he just having a warning? She's probably thinking,
what is he saying?
That's what I was thinking.
I think he's going to take a point away, or that is your last warning.
I will. Third and final, that is.
Take a point away.
Oh, but that can have a negative effect on the fighter because they'll be much more hesitant to throw the shots.
Well, it might have really wound her up.
Possibly. She's a good boxer though.
Yeah. I think they both are. I think they both look class.
Yeah.
Decent straight left hand from Sarabia. Chapman straight back on that front foot, light on those toes. Chapman just caught there with the southpaw jab from the Colombian. Not that it fazed her in any way, but she comes back and has her on the ropes and let a few shots go of her own.
Very good body shots. Oh, good combination. That's it.
Lovely straight right hand down the middle from Raven Chapman, and then a decent left hook downstairs, and followed it up with a nice one up the top with her right hand. She continues to rough her opponent up.
Good shot.
Quita velocidad, quítale fuerza, métele velocidad, vamos. Ya vea, Johanna, finta, Johanna, mira, te está pintando. Trabaja de la finta también para ver qué hace. A ver qué trae. Mueve, lleva abajo para arriba, Johanna.
Yeah, nice and tight.
Every time Sarabia comes forward, Chapman is kind of very alert and moves her feet just enough so that she can counter those shots. She's slowed down a little bit, which is understandable because the energy levels have started to decrease a little bit. And after all the things we've just said, and it's not been an easy fight, has it? Because Sarabia has been bringing it to her, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's got to stay switched on, and I think, as you said, she had such a good start with the first 2 rounds, and it looked like she might be getting out of there. Remember you said earlier about maybe it might be a little bit like, oh, she still is, you know what I'm saying? And I think maybe she changed her, I don't know, I think maybe she's just easing off a bit because maybe she's realised that she's got to save a little bit for the back end of the fight, knowing that she's now got a tough, durable woman in front of her, you know?
Yeah, I would say for her, she would need to pick her shots a bit more. Instead of throwing too many, pick them a bit more. Like right now, she can be throwing like 5 and 6, but she could be throwing 1s, 2s, and 3s and placing them properly.
Seconds out, round 7.
Well, we've had some well-matched fights this evening so far.
Agreed.
No one's been... It's not been like a proper mismatch necessarily. I've known Jermaine Dhliwayo at the start, and his debut was a bit more one-sided than any of the others, but this has been a well-matched fight.
No less entertaining, though. That's what it is, the entertainment game, isn't it? So I think he hit the nail on the head with that.
La fuerte va a acompañarla. No la dejes que salga. Si la tiene, no la dejes que salga más. Vamos, trabaja ahí. Vamos, presionarla, vamos.
Chapman just working her way around the outer part of the ring. Do you think she's trying to draw her opponent in, Sam?
Yeah, that's what it looks like she's doing. I think because sometimes the balance is a little bit off. Maybe she catches her when she's off balance. It might go well and we can see a knockdown here, but I think she's a very composed woman, the woman from Colombia, and I think she's tough. And as we said it numerous of times tonight, they mean business. Good work from Raven there.
Just digging those body shots in.
Samuel Yatsin? Yatsin, bro?
Yeah, looking like the 6th of September, I think.
Okay, 6th of September. Where's that?
Probably your call, I reckon. Loving her at the minute.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, Raven gets good angles, though. When you said about Mini Mike Tyson, I like that, you know. She does throw some good little angles.
Yeah. Some punches and bunches.
Yeah, it's good, mate. It's good.
There you go.
Good shots.
Oh, the heads. Oh.
That was a good round for Raven Chapman, wasn't it? She scored with some really good straight right hands. A few of those got through, and you could tell they got through. But the lady from Colombia, just in a corner just above our commentary position, hasn't really looked any different in any of the rounds. Doesn't seem to have her energy going down too much.
I think she has no quitting now. I think it's go for full 10. Frank Warren's in the building.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think with women's boxing, that's probably why you don't see the knockouts as well, because the rounds are so quick. You think even if they're wobbled in the second minute, then they got another minute to recover, you know. So
yeah, I think you're right on that one.
Yeah, definitely. I think if some of the rounds were on longer, you think round 2, maybe.
Seconds now, round 8.
Well, here we go into round 8 here at the O2 Arena. This is our last fight on the prelims. If you're watching us on the Queensberry YouTube and on the Queensberry feeds, and then the action will go over to TNT Sports, where Sam, your brother, will be boxing.
Yeah, you know what, from where I'm at the moment there, I forgot that was happening. I literally thought, oh, we're only going to be for 2 fights before he's on. I won't be as composed as I am now on this commentary, I can tell you that.
Definitely
not. No way.
Different when a loved one's fighting. Especially when you fight, because you can trust yourself entirely and it's all in your control, but when someone else is not, it's not in your control.
I'd rather be the fighter than the spectator.
Exactly.
Good body work there from Raven as she has Sarabia in the corner and let go of a barrage of punches and leans in and throws another couple of good hooks to the body, and she's really starting to up the work right here.
Okay, credit to both women, though. They are putting it all in there tonight, aren't they?
Absolutely. This has been a great watch. I'm sure you at home have enjoyed it as well.
Oh, a little finesse there.
Got to admire the Colombians.
Absolutely.
Positive attitude and a want and desire to be in there. She is loving it.
Good body shots again.
Talking about brothers being composed when siblings are in the ring. Liam Davis's brother boxed last week, first time in a couple of years. He was my co-commentator, and he was an extremely excitable man.
I wouldn't be able to do it, I don't think. I wouldn't be able to commentate. I'd end up screaming.
Literally.
Swearing. And
yeah, I'm telling them, do this, do that, do that. Yeah, my little brother's an amateur boxer as well. So
I wouldn't be able to sit down. I'd be going up and down. Yeah. I wouldn't be able to do it.
Do you think you'll be more nervous watching him tonight than you are when you're going for your own?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Without a doubt.
1,000%. It's a different feeling when someone you love's in the ring. When it's me, I'm cool as ice. But when there's someone else, I can't be, because it's not me making the decisions there.
You know what you put everyone else through now, don't you?
Corners, 10 seconds. Seconds out. Round 9.
For the penultimate round here in this 10-round contest, a contest which has had a little bit of everything. By no means has Chapman had it all her own way, but on our scorecards at ringside, she's definitely up and winning.
No, yeah, 100%. Been good rounds though. Been a very entertaining watch.
What I also like is when you get these fighters come over from overseas and when they put in a good performance, is then you can start thinking about, oh, I'd like to see this person in with, you know, a British fighter or whatever else, isn't it? That's one of the nice things that you get when you get these overseas fighters come over and they put in a good performance.
Oh, good shot.
Lovely straight right hand from Chapman. Chapman's good at working her way round, isn't she? The way that she'll throw like a 1-2 and step round and then throw the left hook from another angle, it makes it difficult for Sarabia to kind of know where that's coming from.
Yeah, Sarabia's feet are a little bit more planted, and I mean, obviously that's probably why she's struggling with Raven's angles. Well, that's unlucky.
Chapman doing plenty of what she's been doing before, and that is going forward, and that was a lovely left hook from Chapman. Still the Colombian, digs her toes into the canvas, bites down on her gum shield, does herself proud and her corner proud, and keeps coming forward. Right then, chaps, heads on the block. The prelims are nearly over. let's have a prediction for the main event later. What are you saying, Sam?
I reckon Joyce, I reckon they're going to be a ding-dong for the first 6 rounds, and I reckon Chisora might just tire a little bit, but I don't really know a lot about boxing, to be honest.
I'll say Joyce by stoppage.
What do you think about the opening rounds then for Joyce?
Going to be ding-dong, similar to Carlos Takam Joyce, where Takam was hitting him with everything, and then Joyce was just soldiering on. I can't wait, man. I'm buzzing for it.
I think Joyce has just got to be careful, hasn't he? Because of what happened with Zhang and he's been there before.
Zhang's a monster. He's a mammoth. He's a mammoth of a man, and he's very explosive and precise. I don't think Chisora is as explosive or precise as Big Man Zhang.
But he is rugged and rough, and I cannot wait to watch it.
And final round.
Well, that's coming up later, and these two touch gloves in the centre of the ring for the 10th and final round.
I think Chapman's going to look for a knockout.
Yeah, I think she's going to leave it all in there.
Definitely.
You should do in all the last round. You've got to come out tired.
Always.
Good work with a jab from Chapman, and she just pushes Sarabia around the ring.
Good shots. Very beautiful body shots. Oh my goodness. She's looking like Mickey Warden there.
Good work.
Oh,
like that.
This is what I love about boxing.
Going for it.
Shots there from Chapman, and I think she can smell blood.
Looking at it.
There's a chance that she could get the stoppage here.
50 seconds left.
More of that.
More of that all day. This is like a secondary school tear-up outside. Oh, lovely.
Sarabia finds herself on the ropes again, and I think she is tired because her feet are becoming very flat, and Chapman's making her pay for that, because that was a decent right hand over the top, and she follows it up with another one and a third, and that's the fourth one, and there's a good chance that a referee will stop this fight.
15 seconds left, I don't know.
Last 10.
Oh, listen, last 10, throw the kitchen sink.
And Chapman is finishing this fight strong in a 10-round contest, which has been thoroughly entertaining. And I think if Chapman had another 30 seconds there,
that's what I mean about the 3 minutes.
There's a good chance she could have stopped her.
Yeah, good chance.
Well, we're pretty confident at ringside that Chapman will defend her title once again. And in just a moment, Thomas Driver will give us the official scorecards. In a fight which we thought at the end may well be stopped, but those 2-minute rounds weren't long enough.
What a tear up, man. Both of them should be proud of themselves. Winner and loser.
Yeah, I could easily watch another 2 rounds of that.
Definitely.
Easily.
I bet they're both glad it's finished as well. After 10 rounds of sparring, you're thinking, goodness me, don't want to do another 2 more rounds.
Well, let's get the official announcement from Thomas Driver.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 2-minute rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards, and all 3 judges, Victor Laughlin, Kevin Parker, and Massimo Badorovecchio, are all in agreement. They all scored the same, 100 to 90. all in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. And still, Women's WBC International Featherweight Champion, the Omen, Raven Chapman.
But I think we need to see the Chapman-Nicholson fight.
Yeah, I think that'll be a good fight. I think it'll bring Raven, the pressure will bring the best out in Sky. I think Sky looked good in her last outing. I mean, obviously, I like both of them, but Sky's my teammate, so I'm backing Miss Nicholson.
Always Queensberry. Oh, I need me one of them belts too.
You're in a title fight next, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. WBA and Intercontinental. My guy's going to sleep. God damn.
Well, we've been treated tonight. 4 fights so far. Still plenty to go on TNT Sports in a while. And I'm sure we're going to have Raven Chapman join Dev in a moment just to catch a word before we go off. Out of the 4 fights, Sam, which one has been your most enjoyed?
You know what? I was really impressed with the first fight on Chisora's nephew. I thought that was good, and then I think closely followed by that one we've just seen there.
So it was a good fight. What about you, Alois?
Personally, this fight was very amazing for myself. I really enjoyed this fight. It was a great tear-up.
Very good indeed. Well, Deb is with Raven Chapman, and we'll pass over to him to have a word.
Well, Raven Chapman, I'll tell you, the O2 is raving about Raven. That was a fantastic fight. How do you feel?
Yeah, I felt really good. I knew I was against a really tough opponent. We all know those South Americans, Colombians are really tough. Felt like I could have got her out there if it'd been over 3-minute rounds. I think some of them things could have been stopped, but she's really tough. She didn't go down. I knew after sort of the 4th, 5th round she was kind of done, but she kept getting it going. It's great to get them rounds in and get her back a scrap again. So I feel good, and I've got the belt, taking it back home with me.
It's good speaking to you, and we're not analysing other fights. We're actually just talking about you, just having a great tear up there. So you thought you could have got her out of there, and maybe an extra minute you could have got the job done. I feel like this is an example of why maybe there should be 3-minute rounds.
Yeah, 100%. I got to speak to Frank briefly there before they pulled me over, and Frank thought exactly the same as we did.
First Southpaw opponent.
First Southpaw opponent. Really great to get that in. Felt comfortable in there. A few head clashes the first few rounds. I think just having that opposite style, it happened a little bit in training as well to begin with when I was getting used to the range of my sparring partners. So I was kind of prepared for that to happen tonight, which it did in those first 3. So a few bumps, but not many from lots of shots, so that's good.
But as usual, no backward step. Those pads of doom I've seen you do in the gym so many times, all that training, you are a relentless featherweight. You're a problem, right?
Yeah, 100%. We got to sort of round 7, 8. Obviously, I'd had a few sustained pressure attacks in there, and, I could feel it. It's getting really hot in here. But going back to the corner, and the coach just reiterating to me, remember, you've done 10 rounds of pads of doom with me. This ain't nothing compared to that. So I knew I had it in the tank to go right to that end bell.
You certainly did that. Listen, let's talk about the elephant in the room. I'm not sure she's here, and I'm certainly not calling her an elephant, but Sky Nicholson is the WBC Featherweight Champion. You have the WBC International Featherweight Championship. Would you like her belt?
Oh, 100%. I'd like all the world title belts. Not just the WBC. The WBC is one of the belts I've got now, so I'd love to continue with that governing body. There's been a lot of hearsay things about what's been going on with that mandatory, so if we have to go through other routes to get a world title and come back to revisit that fight for even bigger, we'll do that. I've just fought 2 former world champions, 3 undefeated prospects. I deserve an opportunity now.
Listen, whether it's Sky Nicholson or not, a world title is in your future. But just tell me this, final question. If that was Sky Nicholson in there tonight, what would have happened?
Pretty much the same as what you saw tonight.
Congratulations, Raven Chapman.
Thanks, Dave.
Well, that is Raven Chapman. Absolutely fantastic. I think we're going to bring in the boys. Have our final chat. Mr. Alois Jr., Sam Noakes, feeling up my non-existent abs.
Great torso he's got going on. Just showed me a picture earlier, guys.
Yeah, come on.
Biceps on the man.
I'm jealous, man.
Come on, something's going on here, boys. Listen, I've been listening to your commentary. Great stuff, by the way. Well done. And enjoy it. Enjoy the undercard fights.
Oh, it was amazing. I think the last fight for me was it was very, very amazing, man. These girls were going at it. They had heart, they had excitement, they had charisma. Oh, I loved it.
Do you know what's interesting? You train alongside Sky Nicholson, Raven Chapman, Sky
you know
Nicholson.
What? I was sat down there and I thought, right, I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for you to bring it up.
Of course.
Get your little stone out.
What a fight that would be, though, right? I mean, stylistically, that just makes sense.
Yeah, I said on the commentary, I said I think Raven will bring out the best in Sky, and I think Sky's just going to success from success. But I mean, I like both women, but obviously I'm Team Nicholson, and I mean, it's part of the iBox crew, and I think when that fight eventually happens, I think it's well worthy of a world title, and I think it'll be a brilliant matchup.
100%. Team Nicholson, get off the stream, Sam Noakes. Get off the stream.
How about you make me get off the stream, Dave?
What are you
going to do about it? I don't care.
I'm not getting involved. I got none of that smoke.
We can't have this. We can't have this. Alois, listen, we haven't had a chance to chat about the main event tonight, right? I know you're a boxing fan. Yes. I know you get excited when you see things like Joyce versus Chisora.
Absolutely.
How excited are you?
Oh, I'm incredibly excited for this big man, strong man coming in and singing it out for 12 rounds of action. But I don't think it's going to go 12 rounds.
How many rounds will it go, Alois?
I'll say maybe 8. I'll say maybe 8 rounds. It's
6 to 8. I think 6 to 8 is good. Good gamble.
Derek Chisora said he might cry on his ring walk. He says this is his final fight at this amazing O2 arena. Do you think he'll cry? Do you think it's going to be an emotional night for him?
Maybe after the fight, but in between the fight, I don't think he should cry. I think his mind needs to be directly on the job because he has a mammoth of a man in front of him. So it's going to be a very hard night for him if he's coming in emotional and etc.
Brilliant stuff. Alois, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sam Noakes, thank you so much. And thank you for not chinning me.
I thought you were fighting when he's going on about big strong men getting in there. That's what I thought he was on about you, mate.
Oh, God, stop. Well, thank you so much for joining us. That was our preliminary streams here. Thank you, of course, to Darren Rees, of course, on commentary too. Switch over to TNT Sports. It's about to get very, very interesting. Go big or go home. We'll see you next time.